I want to thank you all for being here today. My name is Teresa Shaver. I'm the Executive Director of the BACD, and along with my team, we welcome you, and we also welcome Hadriana to the call today. So we wanted to have a chance. We've known Hadriana now for, I'm going to go with like 5 years or so.
Yeah, just about.
Yeah, I would say. Started with BACD a long time ago, and boy, haven't you taken off and done some wonderful things. I hear all the great things you're up to, Hadriana.
Thank you. Good things, and with great support as well.
Yes, so we offer this opportunity for during these times because I feel like we need support, and you know, I feel like if we can share the problems, it can halve some of the headaches.
Yes.
And I also feel like if there's a chance for us to just learn one thing, and what I love is it keeps my focus on either what is and moving forward rather than what if and what's the past and or what am I worrying about. So I like to really use these sessions for me to keep my own focus and positivity and, you know, thinking good thoughts as opposed to the other way.
Definitely. And we certainly can use that support, all of us, no matter how strong your own mental game is. I think surrounding yourself with others that can help you with your perspective adjustment is always helpful. So I'm very, very happy to do this today because I think it's needed. And if I can provide that sort of assistance, I'm always thrilled to do that.
Yes, you are. So Hadriana, we've known you a long time. You've been a money navigator and a personal finance coach for many people, and I'd love you just to take over from here. I'm here if you need me. If anybody has any questions about BACD, about the services, or if we can help you, if you need to write a fast business plan, then please reach out to us. And if you have any questions in the chat that I can answer, or Hadriana, then we'd be happy to do so. But otherwise, Hadriana, why don't you take it away?
Awesome. Thanks again, everyone, for joining us today. I am so thrilled to talk a little bit about money mindset. Mindset overall, but specifically when it comes to money, because, well, that's what I do. But also, this seems to be the key point of struggle for many people right now. And it is what I would like to do to share a few points to either help you create a positive money mindset if it is not something that you've considered or done before, or to help you reinforce your money mindset. Because the truth of the matter is right now, the numbers for many of us are not adding up. And not all of us have the opportunity to just go into our savings and pull money that'll get us through this. A lot of people, even successful people, have to come up with contingency plans for the numbers, and the numbers are not always adding up. I'm a firm believer that when the numbers are not adding up, we are going to have to depend on our mindset to pull us through. So my typical mantra, which is why I do both math and mindset with my clients, is when your challenge is happening in the left brain, you need to go to the right brain to fight. When you're having problems with the definitive, the quantifiable, the math, when that is where your challenge is, then you really need to move to left to right brain, the emotion side, the quality side, the side where things might not be as easily defined. You need to go right brain in order for you to fight and shore up your resources to really meet the challenge. So another thing to consider is this. Let's use an analogy of being stuck in mud. Let's say we're stuck in a mud pit. Oh gosh, I have visions of being stuck in mud, maybe even your car. But let's just say you're stuck in mud and you're trying to get out of it. How would you get out of a mud pit? What would be some things that you would do? Either you're stuck, your both feet are stuck in the mud, or your vehicle is stuck in the mud, your tires are spinning. Pop it in the chat for me. What would be something that you could do to get yourself out of the mud pit? And throw it in there to me, anything. Okay, ask for help, absolutely. Asking for help. Who are you asking for help? Deb says, call a friend. Yes, definitely call a friend. Hopefully you're asking for help from a friend who is not in the mud with you, or are you asking for someone who is in the mud with you? Ah, Deirdre says, stay calm. I probably still do if I let myself go. I am petrified of quicksand. I'm absolutely petrified of quicksand. And then I saw this video some time back that says if you ever get pulled into quicksand, you actually need to not struggle in it. You need to not struggle in it. You need to take very slow, very calm movements and move yourself very slowly over it and then out of it. Anyway, yes, you stay calm while you're going through it. Help from non-mud people. Yes, Jenny. Because what I'm finding, a lot of what's happening here, and I'm asking this specifically, is a lot of what's happening on social media, it's people who seem to have the same negative mindset are the ones feeding a lot of the negativity. When we're in a left brain challenge, when you're going right, when you're looking for help, you need to look for help for people who are on at least a more solid ground than what you're stuck in. The whole idea, guys, is if you're stuck in the mud, you are reaching out to something outside of the mud to bring you in. What do I mean? If your feet are stuck in, you can't get out, you're reaching for a branch. You're reaching for a stone. You're reaching for something outside of the situation that you're stuck in to really pull you out. That's how we get out of the mud. We don't stay in the mud. We either reach for something outside of the mud to pull us out, or we find a way to change the muddy situation. And if it was a tire and your car is spinning in snow or mud, you would find a way to either throw sand or find traction in the mud to get you out. So that's how I want you to kind of approach the whole idea of going right brain to fight. I want you to really give some thought to, okay, the numbers are a bit wonky right now. How can I get through this? Because believe it or not, when you're in the situation, you don't have a lot of opportunity to change the situation because a lot of it is outside of your direct control, right? The challenge is already upon you. We're going to respond to the challenge and find a way to get out of it. But how do we do that? And I know everyone says, oh, just think positive thoughts. If you're one of those people that easily manages their mindset, if you already have a really strong mindset game, then going right brain is probably easy for you. Not everyone is so blessed. Not everyone is so gifted. I happen to sit on both sides of the fence. I can do left or right, but I have to say that I'm happier in my left brain space. I'm happier when I can count things, when I can touch things, when things are quantifiable. But I've had to learn to really develop my right brain ability. And that is where mindset is going to get us through. So if you happen to be one of those people who could use some assistance in the right brain space, I'm going to share with you 7 action steps that you can take to reinforce or create a positive mindset. And they are not going to be anything, I'd say it's not going to be anything that you haven't heard before, but I want to leave you with real action steps, things that can actually move you forward and take us through this challenge in a way that, you know, is graceful. We don't want to look like we're going crazy. We want to manage this thing with grace. So when we come out on the other side, we're fine, we're okay. And here's number 1, acknowledge and adjust. Acknowledge and adjust. There's no way you're getting out of the mud pit if you don't first acknowledge the nature of your mud pit. So what is going on with your current number situation? Is it that you are not finding the options are available to you to help you maneuver? Is it that you just don't have enough? Is it that you're bleeding your stores, so your savings are being depleted? What exactly is the nature of your challenge right now. We need to acknowledge that. Once we acknowledge that, we need to take steps to adjust, because nothing's going to happen if you just stay in it. Okay, so let's say, for example, let's say you are one of those where your savings are being depleted at a rate that may not last the entire pandemic. Acknowledging that is one thing. How can you adjust? Your savings are going down. You don't want to have to deplete everything that you've put away through this challenge. How can you adjust? Pop it in the chat. What are some things that you can do to adjust through this situation if that is your specific mud pit? How can you pivot? How can you change? What kind of mindset can you adopt that'll get you through? Okay, so I took advantage, one of our attendees, I took advantage of all the payment deferrals out there. Yay, Claudine. Definitely. Zila says reduce spending. Absolutely. Lisa, try to trim the fat. I hear you, Lisa. Definitely. Reducing spending, and take a look at expenses and see how you can adjust them. That's what I'm saying. Nothing gives a feeling of control back to you as doing something. All of the myriad of feelings that we're feeling right now, we're all going through the grief and loss cycle, and we're going to hit various points at different times. But once we acknowledge where we're at and we determine to take action, that's where the adjusting comes in. That's where the adjusting gets you moving. It gets you started. And Daniel says, go down to bare essentials. Bare essentials are never fun. I can say that for a fact, but definitely trim the fat. And Teresa, I know, no eating out. I have to say that through this specific challenge, I am going to have a newfound appreciation for a restaurant experience. That's what's coming out of it for me. And I'm going to take my family out. We're going to sit at a restaurant, and we're going to be very, very thankful. Not only do we not have to eat to prepare the meal, but the meal is going to be tasty. And the sound of others around us is going to be quite something, I believe, when we go out again. And yes, Daniel, Amici, definitely, for sure. So yes, number one, acknowledge the specific nature of your mud pit and determine to adjust. Number two, I do this with my clients all the time. Latch on to an after this challenge money goal. What your money may not be doing for you right now, park that. We've acknowledged, and we're doing what we can to adjust and get through it. I'm inviting you to hitch your wagon to a horse that'll take you straight to a wonderful experience that your money can get you after this challenge is over. So I call it an after this challenge money goal. What is it, something wonderful that money can do for you after this challenge is over? Think about it. And I really want you to think about it, because it's going to be different for all of us. But it has to be something that you would really enjoy. Something that you would really enjoy. For me, I'm telling you honestly, yesterday, the first Monday of every month, I get my massage done. I have a beautiful, wonderful massage therapist. She knows my body very well. Shout out to Natalia. She comes out to my home and she does a fantastic massage for me. I didn't see her yesterday. I didn't get to see her, and in all honesty, my body misses this. There's something about human touch. There's something about the therapeutic touch, and I am totally missing that. After this challenge for me, after I go out to eat at a restaurant, my money is going to buy me a couple extra sessions with Natalia, because she is absolutely amazing. What about you? What after this challenge goal can you hitch your wagon to? Because the wagon's not going to pull itself. Remember, we're kind of stuck in mud. But what after this challenge money goal can you create and help pull you through this? Think about it. Anybody, anyone cares to share, just pop it in the chat. For me, it's a massage. For you, what could it be? What could it be? Ooh, Daniel, play a nice round of golf, or even the driving range. Who would have ever thought that you would not be able to go out and play golf? Who would have thought that you wouldn't be able to go out on the range, even if the spaces are wide open? The ranges are shut down. Ooh, Deb says, get my hair done. And not just get your hair done, it needs to be a treat. It needs to be something really that you would really enjoy. The after this challenge goal that you set up for yourself has to drive you. It has to help pull you out. Because remember, we're stuck. This has to help pull you out. So whatever after this challenge money goal that you create, it has to have the power to really pull you forward. And your after this challenge money goal could be an investment in yourself. It may not always be an experience. After this challenge money goal could be, I need to get my business off the ground. I need to call Teresa at BACD and really invest the time in becoming an entrepreneur, because this situation has shown me that the 9-to-5 thing's just not going to work for me anymore. You need to have some more control over your money. The after this challenge money goal could be, I need to talk to Hadriana because the money situation just isn't the same, or I need to talk to a coach to really get my business up and running, or I need to invest in some insurance. Whatever it is, it really has to drive you and pull you out. So I'm gonna leave this one alone, because this one may take some thought on your part, but I think it is very, very powerful. Next, create opportunities from small wins. That is number 3. Create opportunities for small wins. What do I mean by that? Okay, let's go back to the fact that the numbers are not adding up. What can your money do for you? If I'm working with clients, for example, who have debt that they're trying to eliminate, some clients want to be able to eliminate something quickly so they get a feeling of achievement, of the work being done. You know, that victory lap, they can run it. In this challenge, through this challenge, how can we create some opportunities for small wins? Well, we can do that by, for example, if you know you've only got $50 to run the grocery for the week based on our adjusted cash flow plans, create a small win. Find the best recipe for the week in your meal planning that's going to give you the biggest bang for your buck, the happiest people, the smiles on the family, on the family's faces, and get your grocery bill to under 45. You come out with extra. Wouldn't that be something where you find that even with the new boundaries around your spending, you can still come out with extra? Create some opportunities for yourself for small wins. For example, if your cash is constrained, you need to start calling some of these people who are offering deferrals. That's a win. If you can put off 1 car payment or 2 car payments for a month, for 2 months, if you can adjust. I spoke to a very successful entrepreneur recently, and she said, oh, I changed my mortgage from weekly and 5-year amortization to a 30-year amortization and a monthly payment. These small wins will allow us to get through this. And there's nothing like winning to create more wins. So get doing and get winning. That's definitely going to help our mindsets to grow and to carry us through to the other side. Think about what you can do to create some of those small wins for yourself. Now we're going to go to number 4. This is a big one. This is one that I think should be every day of our lives, not just when we're having a challenge. I think it should be something we do all the time. When it comes to our money mindset, how we think about money, how we interact with money, we need to adjust our perspective from how much something costs to how much value is in that thing for me? Why do I say it that way? And it's really a big deal. We could do a whole session just on the adjustment from cost to value. You're going to find through this challenge that a lot of things are going to be high value for you, but they don't cost very much. For example, I know that there are some people right now, if they could pay money to get a hug, they would do it. And a hug costs nothing at all. But right now, things like hugs, human touch, conversations are high value. These things are priceless right now. And when we're looking at what our money can buy for us, we need to start moving away from how much things cost to the value. You're going to find that a lot of things of great value money can't buy, or a lot of things that you used to spend money on, the value to you is no longer what you thought it was. Adjusting that perspective will allow your mindset to show you that there is bandwidth. Your money can do and your money can reach, your money can create for you. And that perspective adjustment, I think, is priceless. How can you do that? A number of ways. If you look, I've been very picky about that at the grocery store. A lot of people were buying, I'm gonna talk about toilet paper. A lot of people were buying the higher end toilet paper, the 2-ply quilted with bubbles and ruffles for a wonderful toilet paper experience. When there was no more toilet paper left on the shelf, guess what? All of us, or those who were looking for toilet paper, I was not. Everybody who was looking for toilet paper desperately took whatever was on the shelf. And guess what people found out? People found out that the regular cheap brand of toilet paper does the job just the same. What do you value? What is it that your money is doing for you that is bringing you the greatest value? So adjusting perspective has to happen from cost to value. I have a question here. Lisa asks, is there a penalty or a mark on your credit for taking any of these payment deferrals? There shouldn't be. And notice that I said there shouldn't be, because I used to work in a credit repair agency, and my job was to send the information to TransUnion. So I actually uploaded the information that populated the credit reports of the people that were our clients. So if you have made arrangements with your creditor, then they will not be reporting any negatives because you have made the arrangement. So as far as I can tell you, there should be none. If there is, then that problem is on the side of your actual provider and they need to clean that up. But based on the understanding that this is mutually agreed upon, there should be none. So Lisa, definitely call and speak to your specific provider so that you can get a clear answer from them to ensure that everything's up. So like I said, there should be no negative impact. And if you want to clear up, if you want support for your mindset with regards to that, if that's the specifics of your mud pit, clarity is the best thing that's gonna ease your mind. So ask based on the specifics of your situation, get the answers straight from the horse's mouth, if you know what I mean. That'll definitely be helpful. So here's number 5. Number 5, I think, is a big deal. Number 5, use language to reframe your situation. Using language, and we were talking about this a little earlier, Teresa, where I saw a post on social media that says you're not stuck at home, you're safe at home. Thanks to Miss Pat Brooks for that little one. She's been providing some much needed humor and laughter throughout this challenge. But you're not stuck at home, you're safe at home. Boom, mind blown. the use of language totally changed the situation and how it is being perceived. So, how can you use language to reframe your money situation right now? And I'm going to put this one to you guys. I want some reframe because it's easy to say, but it's not always that simple to do. And certainly for some people, we struggle. I'm going to take my time with this one. Here's a situation. We're going to use language to reframe. For example, you have $50 to run groceries, but you anticipate the cost will be $60 or more. How can you reframe that situation using language so the way you perceive it would be different? I want language in the chat. I want you to write for me how you would talk yourself through that situation that would allow you to reframe it. Okay, so $50 for groceries, you anticipate $60 or more as your final bill. How can you use language to help you have a different experience in that situation? Because the numbers are the numbers. The numbers are the numbers. How can we change this? How can we reframe it? What's your thought that could help someone else? What would be the language you would use in that situation to reframe? And I'm going to wait until I see the first one pop up because I've got my chat up and looking. $50, you're short, at least 10. Ooh, I like that, Teresa. There's more where that came from. I like it, definitely. And that allows us, if we have savings in one area, we are able to deploy that to another area where we may not be able to scrimp and save, where there isn't as much fat to be cut off. So perhaps you were able to defer a car payment. By deferring the car payment, you're able to supplement your grocery bill so that you can eat well. And believe it or not, eating well sometimes costs more than eating junk. We have the opportunity to eat well. Top up your groceries because eating well has more value to you than just eating whatever's available at whatever cost. How about someone else? Ooh, frozen veggies are really good and plentiful right now. Definitely. You can certainly adjust how you're experiencing this. So essentially, Claudine has shared that her grocery list might be different. So she will enter the supermarket with the opportunity to find other alternatives. She has reframed the situation so that, okay, I'm not getting fresh veggies, I'll get frozen veggies. They'll keep longer, they're much lower price point, and so on. Oh, there we go. Claudine said she's juicing lemons and oranges, definitely better than the boxed ones. I make smashing lemonade, let me just tell you. Very, very good if you can do it at home. Deb says, way better to eat at home. You know what you're getting, and the best tip is a healthy meal. Absolutely. So let's see how we can reframe. Let's pull a different situation. For example, oh, I have one. Let's say, for example, you're sitting there at home and you're saying to yourself, I really should have saved more because, and I'm sharing this one because I'm hearing it a lot. I really should have saved more. I would not be in this situation if I had saved my money, or I would not be in this situation if ... How can we reframe that? Because we're in this situation. What can you use? What can you say to yourself? What language could you put into place if you're the one or someone you know is saying to themselves, I really should have done a better job of saving. I would not be in this situation if I had done A, B, C, or X, Y, Z. I should have ... How can we reframe that situation? Because a lot of people are in it. There's no doubt about that. What would you suggest? How would you speak? What language would you use to reframe that sort of situation and make it a positive situation? Reframe it so that it is beneficial as opposed to negative and taking someone down. What would be your your contribution to that conversation if you heard it? I really should have. Oh, Zila says, you cannot go back in life, but you can make a difference in the future. I love it. I love it. Don't look back, but you can make a difference in the future. So instead of saying, I should have saved more, what would we say instead? We can make a difference. Deb says there is always a lesson, one that I will heed in the future, definitely. And that's what, again, we have to reach outside of the mud pit. We need to look ahead. Claudine says, I looked at my forecast for the next 3 months and planned for how the money will look over the next 3 months realistically. Definitely looking at what the reality of your situation is and planning for that. Whether you're a 9-to-5er or an entrepreneur, it really does require us to go back to take a look at the numbers and then use our mindset to create the situations we need to create to move us forward. Heather says, you're not driving as much now, so you can start saving now with the money you are saving on gas. I like it. I really am. I think I've had the same tank of gas for the last 2.5 weeks. It is unheard of. And I feel like I should be hoarding gas, if not toilet paper, because the price is going to go back up. And when I'm busy again, the price is going to go back up again. But yes, adjusting that, using that language to reframe your situation is key. So, instead of saying, I really should have, I'd really like to hear more of us saying, this really is an opportunity for me to create a better savings plan. Or let me take a look at my numbers and see how I can save some money now and into the future. There is opportunity for all of us. Deb says there's opportunity to use up what's in the freezer. Definitely. Using language to reframe your situation is going to be a big deal. And in the same way, you're not stuck at home, you're safe at home. The same language can be used to adjust how we perceive the situation that we're in. Because there are many opportunities. Here's another one. Oh boy, I'm hearing this one a lot as well. I don't know what I'm going to do because I don't qualify for any of the government grants. The government sucks. They think they're doing this, that, and the other, and it becomes a political rant. Have you heard those? Have you been hearing those? It's happening all around me. Perhaps it's because I'm in that business, but I'm seeing a lot of the posts. I don't qualify, right? There's no way I'm going to be able to get any help from the government. How can we reframe that? How can we reframe using language instead of saying, I don't qualify and the government's not doing anything for me and I won't be able to get any of this money and ... How can we reframe that? I'll share with you how I did it, how I did it, because on the business side, I don't qualify. And it's kind of gray on the personal consumer side. I'll tell you how I did mine, but I want to hear yours first. What would you suggest? How could you reframe that situation? Okay, I'll just share with you mine. My approach, my mindset to that specific situation is this. I am so blessed to have control over my income generating capacity or capability. And that has been what's been driving me, because as an entrepreneur, I still, challenge or no challenge, pandemic or no pandemic, I still have control over my ability to earn. And I think that that is a powerful position to be in. The reason why I may not qualify is because of that potential. The reason why I may not qualify is because I've been able to leverage other opportunities and I have that control. I have control over my ability to earn and generate income. And I think that's powerful. Outside of everything else that's happening around us, even as a 9-to-5er, you still have some control, perhaps not on how much you earn in the immediate present moment, but it's showing you that there may be some considerations you want to make further along in the longer term to change how you show up in another crisis situation. Certainly, Lisa shares, it's been a real eye opener as to all the frivolous things we actually do and buy. I will be spending more time with my loved ones than shopping and getting my hair done. You know what? I'm a firm believer that we have to, we take it all as it comes. I'm a believer that we need to live a life that is full and rich. So yes, definitely spending time with those, our family members, that is priceless. Money can never buy that for you. But I want to have a life experience that is full and rich. I have travel plans for the summer that I don't know if they will come through. And a good friend of mine sent an email out recently. She says, dream now, travel later. I'm like, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I've let go of when I travel, but I keep the dream alive. I'm using the language that I'm feeding myself, the thoughts and conversations that I'm having with myself. That's what's going to drive me through and help me not be bogged down by the thought that my epic vacation is probably not going to happen. I'm blessed enough to know that as long as I have breath in my nostrils, I will keep having the opportunity to travel at a later date when it is safe to do so and when I can enjoy it fully with my family members. Jenny, I love that too. Yes, definitely. I have control. And Lisa, yes, so true, Lisa. We have an opportunity to set new priorities right now. Definitely, we have that opportunity and we get to reframe using language. Number 6, and I love this so much. It ties right into that control that we have in creating income for ourselves. Adopt an opportunity approach. Now, we can all sit there and think, okay, this is wrong, this is horrible, I'm stuck in the mud. How about creating an opportunity and taking the approach that within every crisis comes an opportunity? Trust me. I think someone, who was it? Another post. I'm spending way too much time on social media, but it was another post that I saw which essentially shared that I think it was during the bubonic plague when Albert Einstein was quarantined that he developed the theory of relativity. I don't know how true that is or not, but we need to develop an opportunity approach. So instead of seeing everything that is wrong, adopt a mindset where we're going to say, okay, what is the opportunity here? What is the opportunity here? So, for example, a lot of us, for one, we're stuck at home. I've seen people go to cleaning, go to organizing, use the time that they now have to do other things. When it comes to your money mindset, well, how can we adopt an opportunity approach? If you're an entrepreneur, there is an opportunity here, one, to learn a lesson that's going to help you pandemic proof your business to some degree. I'll tell you one opportunity that I've seen. I've seen opportunity for myself to diversify my product offerings. I've seen that opportunity clear as day. And for many of us, there is that opportunity. I've learned that when we talk about multiple revenue streams, we need to have revenue streams that don't all sit in the same sector. So that if we do have, for example, our travel professionals right now are really going through a difficult time. As an entrepreneur, if you have skill sets in travel, if your business is travel, how can you diversify your travel business so all of your revenue is not only coming from the opportunity to book or sell travel? Is there something else you can leverage? Is there something else you can do? Diversifying your business through this pandemic it's a great opportunity for us to really get our businesses to the place where we can, we can crisis proof it as much as you can crisis proof anything. But having a mindset of opportunity is going to really get us moving towards lights going off in our heads, and ideas are going to start coming up as to what we can do and how we can position ourselves to make it through to the next best thing. So what's the opportunity that can come out of this for you and your money? What's the opportunity that's out there? I did a webinar a few Sundays ago, Investing 101. The stock market's on sale. If you have an advisor that can help you get through and make some great choices, there is opportunity right now. And I think we need to look at that as opposed to looking at everything that's wrong. Number 7 and last, this one's very important to me. Give out of your need. Giving out of your need. I think too many times we think that we have to be filthy rich before we can use our money to help someone else. And that is absolutely not the case. Even if all you can do is wave at your neighbor across the street to ensure that they get a smile through their window, giving is a fantastic way of getting your mindset out of the woe is me feeling into the what can I do? How can I help someone else? There's nothing that kills a pity party as much as we can get up and help somebody else. We're not feeling sorry for ourselves because we're in contribution mode. We're in help somebody mode. So yes, you might be in a point of need. You might have your mud pit might be your specific situation where you're stuck, but there are still areas where you have the capacity to contribute. There are still areas where you have the capacity to help. And I am a big believer, whether you're a 9-to-5er or you are an entrepreneur, serve, 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 serve. That mindset of service is always going to get your money where it needs to be. I believe that if our money goes to service our purpose, we will never not have enough. There will always be more than enough. So give out of your need. If you feel that you have a need, someone else also has a need.